Good evening. Welcome to Fantastic Dimensions. This is session 40, I think, of Rogues to Riches. So we waste no time. We get right back to where we were. You guys had found an exit from the dungeon, um, kind of like a little hidden secret room with a ladder leading up, which opened a secret hidden trapdoor underneath some empty crates in the back corner room of the church with all the extra Bibles stored in other crates. Josh, you hid out in this room before when you were sneaking around in the back of the church. Sorry, Josh, I should say. Um,
Medina.
Medina. Yes, yes. Names, indeed. So I will show you. There's a little map popped up on the screen there of the church because you've already seen most of it anyway. There's a couple rooms in there maybe that you haven't explored yet, but I don't think there's any spoilers on there. Well, maybe there is one, but that's all right. Fuck it. Um, you guys won't metagame. So yeah, you are in that back corner, kind of northwest as the map orientation would go. So C12. You see it's got the little in the corner. There's the ladder leading down that leads down back into the dungeon. It's dark in here, only light being whatever light is coming from your lantern. What would you like to do? Oh, well, first I should tell you too. How many hours has it been? It's been a good like 6 hours or so since you went down there, hasn't it? Um, so
Oh, it's been at least that. We were down there for 3 flasks full of oil, right? So that's 2
that's
hours
6 hours.
per.
6 hours,
So
yeah.
that's 6 hours, and then we rested 6 hours, so that's at least
Oh, right.
12 hours.
I forgot about the rest. You're right.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's like the wee hours of the morning now.
Mm-hmm.
All I know
Okay.
is that I'm getting my crossbow out.
Yeah, maybe we should search the church here.
We need more. I feel like we need to go back down, but obviously, we do not have enough light source. We need
Yeah,
more light.
so we need to confront Father Bacon first off.
Yeah, with only half hour of oil left, we're not going to survive down there for long.
And he's probably sleeping in here somewhere.
Well, if you get real quiet and listen, you'll hear the sounds of singing coming from somewhere in the church. Sounds like several voices singing some kind of hymns.
Are they might be in that pit room. Somebody sneak out there and take a look.
Maybe I should, as I probably am the sneakiest person here.
Yeah.
I will stealthily take a look.
Okay. Give me a stealth roll.
Are my green dice with me today? Oh, for fuck's sake. 4 on 3, so that's a fair.
Okay. So you go into room C9 there, which, as I recall, let me just pull up the thing again. That's, oh yeah, there was a painting or something in there, wasn't it? Well, it's dark anyway. I imagine you weren't bringing a light with you, right?
I have a can. I have a no. I wouldn't. If I was stealthing, I wouldn't.
Yeah,
have
yeah.
I wouldn't have a light source in there.
I mean, if you want to bring a light, go ahead. Maybe that's why you failed.
Yeah, we'll say I have a candle like an idiot.
Okay, so you come out with a candle, and you're in the painting. Yeah, that's the great painting room. There's a great painting hanging on the west wall, um, and as you kind of walk out, you hear, "Father, look!" As you're kind of peering around into the pit room, and you see there's some candles burning in there as well. And there are like half a dozen startled people kind of looking and pointing at you, including one of which is Father Bacon, who turns and gasps. What do you do?
I'm just gonna casually walk out and be like, I have survived your god. I am, I am now yours. You should listen to me. I survived your trials and tribulations.
And the five men rush past Father Bacon and go to attack you with simple, like, cudgels and such. cudgels and daggers.
This is
Roll
fun.
initiative.
Yay. I had to roll a 1, didn't I?
Okay. So, the 5 of them, they just rush you. Like all 5 of them just charge you, kind of surrounding you. Since it's just one of you, they're not afraid. So, first, their attacks. First one misses for sure. Second one is a 12. That's going to miss you, right? What's the number? What's your armor class?
17.
Whew. Wow, they all miss you. A couple of them hit, but you managed to kind of like take it off the armor, you know what I mean, and like roll with it and not take damage. So the 5 of them charge you, boom, 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 and it's your turn.
You fools, as I said, I survived your trials. I will survive these trials. Your god was no match for me, or whatever that thing was. I will just. I don't know what. I don't really want to attack him because they're just innocent people.
Do we
so
hear all this commotion? Or?
Yeah, you guys hear this commotion.
I'm just going to shout for the others and try to get in a position to defend myself.
You back
rather
up
than-
against the painting so that they can't all
Yeah,
5
'cause
attack you at once.
Because I don't want to attack. I want to try to avoid actually trying to kill them.
Okay. Okay, so now everybody can roll initiative because you all hear the commotion, and
However,
Yeah.
if they keep at it, I will fucking fight them.
bad guys are on 6. 3 of them can attack you now since you've backed up to the painting.
God's sake, I rolled
So-
a 1 again.
So not 5. Only 3 can attack you this round. And they're gonna have a hard time hitting you with your armor class, especially if I keep rolling 8s and 1s. Yeah, no, the 3 of them are attacking you, but you're fending them off. What's your weapon? Rapier?
Yeah, rapier.
You're putting on like a Three Musketeers kind of show, like knocking away cudgels and daggers, and you're backed
As
up
I
against
said,
that painting.
you are
The
no
other
match for me.
the other two kind of hung back. Anybody else on 6?
Yes.
What would you like to do, Cole?
I do have a bow and an arrow. I stand in the doorway. And is there a way I could hit the priest himself?
No, not from the doorway.
No,
He's in the room with the
Maybe
pit.
one.
And also, if you stand in the doorway, your companions won't be able to get through.
Okay. Hmm. Well, I guess I will head in there with my sword.
Okay, so you draw your sword, rush in.
Spear. I have a spear.
Oh,
I have
spear.
a spear, so I'll use a spear. Yeah, I'll
Who
use
do you
a
want to
spear.
attack? There's 3 guys fighting Josh up against the west wall. There's 2 other guys kind of standing back by the doorway leading into the pit room.
Who's the closest?
The 3 guys attacking Josh for sure.
Okay. I'll
So
go up
go for it.
behind them.
Roll an attack roll.
Okie dokie. Ah, shit. Oh, a 1.
A 1 always misses, so it doesn't matter
Yeah,
even with your
yeah.
modifiers. Okay, so you miss. Anybody else on 6? 5?
I want 5.
Okay, go ahead, Klaus. What are you
I
gonna do?
want to get close enough where I can cast Sanctuary on Medina.
What's the range on that?
I can't really tell right now because I don't have the PD.
Oh, you're on your phone, aren't you? I'll look it up for you.
What's it called?
Sanctuary.
I think that's touch. But I am on my phone too. I have the Grindhouse rules.
It is
though.
touch. You can't cast Sanctuary on Medina because he's got 3 dudes attacking him, and
Okay, well,
between
I'll
you.
get like I don't want to get in the hallway so people can get through, but I want to get close enough to shoot the nearest person. Then
Shoot with what?
my crossbow.
Oh yeah, you said you were getting your crossbow out. You want to shoot the nearest person who is in melee with both Medina and
No.
Cole?
I want to shoot
you want to shoot
whoever's
one of the guys
closest
over by the doorway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Go
by
for
the
it.
hallway.
Roll to hit. What'd you roll?
I got a 15,
Oh, that's gonna hit. Give me damage.
and the damage was 5.
Damage is 5. Boom. You shoot that guy. It hits him right in the fucking face, and he goes down screaming and gurgling blood. He's dead.
Lord have mercy.
Okay. Lord have mercy. Yes. Christ have mercy.
Wow.
So let's see. That was Medina. Oh no, Medina hasn't gone yet. Anybody else on 5 or 4? 3?
I got 3.
I'm
Okay.
on 3.
Okay. Who wants
Go
to go
ahead,
first?
Anthony.
So, how many people are fighting now?
There are 3 guys still in melee with Medina at the west wall, and of course, Cole has rushed in from the flank and is stabbing at them with
Okay.
the spear. And there was 2 guys standing in the kind of passageway leading to the pit room, but one of them just got dropped by Klaus with his crossbow. Took a fucking crossbow bolt to the face.
Okay. So let's see here. So there's 3 guys fighting Medina. And how many
Correct.
more?
There's
Getting
one
ready to
guy,
fight?
one guy standing in the doorway with Father Bacon is in the room behind him, but you probably can't see him from where you are.
Got it. Okay. I will cast Magic Missile.
Okay.
I'm going to split it 2 to each target on Medina.
Okay.
Target after the first gets a saving throw versus magic for half damage.
Okay. Ooh. First guy makes a save. Second guy does not. So give me
Okay, so
damage to the first guy. Two
First guy
dice.
takes 4 points.
Okay, well that's the guy who didn't get a save, so he drops.
Right.
Next guy who did make the save.
Gets the total is 7.
Okay, half
So
damage.
3, right?
He still drops.
Okay,
Even
and then
with
the
half
third
damage.
guy takes 6.
And he drops. Boom, boom, boom. You fucking describe those magic missiles again as you tear these 3 guys
So
up.
my magic missile looks like a blob of like wispy darkness, and as it gets towards the center, it fades into orange until the very center, where there's a bright purple light, and it sounds like a pack of hornets as it goes.
That's
Why are
fucking.
you killing them?
That's fucking disgusting. Yep, and you just kill those 3 guys. There's one
As they're
guy left.
attacking. Mm-hmm.
There's one guy left in the doorway between you guys and Father Bacon, and it's your turn, Sullivan Jack.
I step out with my flintlock and I'm going to point it at the father. Stop this madness. And I won't fire.
He steps forward and puts his hand on the other guy's shoulder. As the other guy was stepping back anyway and kind of shaking, he puts his hand on his shoulder. He says, "Stop. It's lost, my son. Lower your weapon." And the guy kind of does.
I probably shouldn't kill those guys, but what are you gonna do?
Hey,
What the
they were
heck?
trying to kill Medina.
Right.
In fairness,
I did not want to kill them. Why
Oh,
did
well.
you kill them, Anton?
Father Bacon looks at the 5 of you with a kind of look of surprise on his face and says, "How did you get in here?"
Yeah, we survived your little trap. Now you got some answering to do.
But
My gun.
But how did you get back into the church?
We found
Walked.
the way.
I see.
Yeah, so
suppose-
as this says this, I'm gonna rip out the bolt from the guy's face and reload my crossbow.
Oh, gross.
Oh, that's why I
Nice.
did it. That's why I did it. They had already started doing it, so I was just following suit. Yeah, that's the ticket.
Why did you guys do it?
Well, these guys were definitely going to try to kill you.
We were
so-
defending you, Medina.
I was purposely blocking their attack so that I wouldn't.
Father Bacon looks
I
at you and
killed
says,
him.
Like a little chagrined. Oof.
he says, "I suppose you want an explanation."
Yeah.
The
Goddamn
other guy
right we
goes,
do.
but Father, you can't. He says, "It's okay, my son. I will make a deal. I will send my people out of the church so we may talk in private. But you must promise to keep the secret."
I'll go and take a seat in one of the pews.
Okay, well, so you start walking out to the nave of the church.
Oh wait, there's people out there.
Yeah.
Where was he at?
Look at the
No,
map.
okay. So we had come out of C12, right?
Yeah, into C9.
Into C9, and
Father
they're
Bacon was
in.
standing in C8.
Oh, so they're in the room with the pit. Got it. Okay.
That's where they
So
were
I'm
singing
gonna.
their hymns.
Okay, I'll go back to the 12, grab an empty crate, and drag it out and sit on it. Take my weight off my foot.
He says, "Let me send everyone out of the church. I will tell you what you wish to know.
Don't try anything funny.
And he looks to the other man. He says, if I do not come back out in 1 hour, take the entire village and raid the church and avenge me.
No
He
more
says,
deaths.
yes, Father, we'll bring them all.
That would be a mistake, but
They are just the innocent people. These are just
Uh,
innocent.
they're
I
not
don't think we
innocent
should let
people.
him go.
They're
Yes,
not that innocent.
but they're just peasants. Look how easy you killed them.
He sends him out into the nave of the church. He says, perhaps we should go as well, so you can see that we have kept our word.
You slaughtered them.
There's like a dozen people kind of sleeping in the nave of the church, but they all kind of are waking up and begrudgingly leaving. And they close the doors behind them. And
now
yeah,
I'll sit in
so,
one of the
so now you can
pews.
sit in one of the pews. And I'll take this map off. You don't need that for now, because I want to do something else. Father Bacon comes over and sighs. He goes over to the what do you call it, the altar area and all that. He pulls out the wine, the sacramental wine. He takes a long draught off of it, wipes his face, and puts it back. He says, what do you know about Augustine of Canterbury?
What?
Nothing.
He looks at he looks at Medina and at Klaus kind of expectantly, because I think you guys were holy men, right? So, well, Medina's
I
not a
am.
holy
What?
man.
What?
Klaus is a holy man, but yeah. Oh
What?
yeah,
What
no, it
would
was
I
Sullivan.
know?
Sullivan Jack. Sorry. What would you know?
Yeah. What would I know anything about it?
You would know that Augustine of Canterbury, famous throughout Christendom as the first Archbishop of Canterbury. Um, you would know that his Gregorian mission of 597 was key in re-Christianizing Britain. Historically, he died in 604 and was buried at the Abbey of St. Peter and Paul, which is now the site of Canterbury Cathedral in modern day. And he was later canonized by the Roman Catholic Church, which is a status also recognized by both the Anglican and Orthodox Church. That'd be about what you know.
So what did he say? What did he tell us about this guy?
He just asked you what you know about him.
Yeah, just
So you just
common
repeat
knowledge.
basically what I just said, yeah.
Yeah.
He says that history is a lie, but only a few of us know the truth, and none of the other people in this village, aside from myself, do. He pulls out the wine again and takes another swig. History lies. Augustine did not die on May 26, 604. Augustine never died. A group of renegade pagans who had refused to convert to Christ administered a paralyzing poison to him, and he was buried alive. This was only the beginning of the pagan revenge. He was later dug up by the conspirators and taken to a church that they had taken over near Dover. This very church. He gestures around him. Unholy rites were performed, and they transformed Augustine into a thing of terror, the very creature which you have encountered below this church. He was then dumped into the catacombs and left to live out the rest of its days. However, these pagans in their foolishness did not realize that their transformation had made him immortal. Without a solid mortal form, he had no body to weaken from age and no natural biological processes to fail. So their conspiracy became a cult, And as their months standing guard over the hated saint became years, the vigil became worship as generations passed and the original pagan beliefs died. The Norman conquest of 1066 brought the end of their cult, as its benefactors and protectors in English society were supplanted by the foreigners, and soon the cult and its secret was unearthed by an episcopal investigation. This discovery created quite a problem for the Normans. Augustine lived, but in the most twisted form imaginable. He had to be protected, and no one could ever know. A secret order was quickly established, of which I am a member. It was composed of those who knew and their mission to care for Augustine as best they could and protect his secret shame at all costs. We perform a double deception to accomplish this. As far as the local people are concerned, the church is as any other, but my order, myself included, pretend to continue the previous blasphemous cult, worshiping the god as a possible cover to explain why we feed interlopers to it when they discover too much about what's going on here. Nevertheless, I and the other members of my order are devout in our Christian faith and in our loyalty to Rome. We hope and believe that the poor local villagers will be forgiven for their transgressions, as we see it as a necessary deception in order to protect one of our greatest saints.
So you were going to sacrifice us just to keep your secret?
You would not be the first.
So I was correct in saying he had that blob had a sad backstory then.
Yes, you were right.
That blob is Saint Augustine. A little
He's-
bit of
well,
respect, I believe, is in order.
And you worship this thing?
No,
he's a he
worship
is
Christ.
He is a monstrosity now.
It's awful convenient. You have a gong here, you threw us in the pit. What's the difference between protecting it and worshiping it?
It's no way to live. You can't let this.
No,
You
there is
must kn-
definitely a difference between protecting and worshiping something.
You must know he
I
must
don't-
suffer.
I don't think that thing needs protection. You throwing men into it is needless.
He shouldn't live any longer. He must be in pain. He's a fucking blob.
I think we should throw
Wouldn't
you
it be
down
better?
that pit.
It's a blasphemy.
If anything happens to me and I do not return to my people in less than an hour, there will be hundreds of people raiding this church and you will be murdered.
It will be mindless bloodshed, so we might as well just let him leave.
Can we not convince you to stop this madness? You don't have to kill people for this thing.
It's
Wouldn't
not
that
a
be
thing.
better for him to have a Christian burial after being killed and
Cannot-
let his soul go to Christ?
Cannot
And yet
be
you
killed.
keep him here?
It cannot be killed.
Everything has a way to be killed.
Are you sure it
He's
can't
been
be
down
killed?
there
It
over
must be.
1,000 years. What do
Yes,
you
but
propose?
Yes, but there must
Why-
be a way
when
to
you-
kill him.
When you sacrifice people to him, what good does that do?
It continues the secret.
Well, okay, you're just keeping it hidden very well.
What if he's not
I'm not-
fed? What
I'm
happens?
good with this.
Nothing. He does not require anything that we can
Then
tell.
why sacrifice people?
Why
You're
not
worshiping.
He
You're
rolls
worshiping.
his
you are
eyes
worshiping.
and says, for the third time,
Mm.
we only sacrifice those who would uncover the secret to protect the secret.
Or why don't you recruit them into your secret instead of mindlessly sending them to slaughter?
Oh,
Do you know how to keep a secret?
Two fellow men of God.
I
Yes,
doubt
do
it
know.
very
Dare you.
much.
I do know how
How
to.
dare you?
You do not keep a secret by letting other people in on the secret. However, given the circumstances, it seems that I have just done so. May God
but
have
we
mercy.
gave you little choice, though.
Well, don't worry. I want to go back down there anyway, even if I go down there myself.
Yeah, we want to go back down there, but and I don't really. I guess we could keep your secret, but don't try to kill us again. Keep your villagers off of us, because we still haven't found what we're looking for.
If you can find some way to put St. Augustine to rest, then there would be no more need for this
Mm.
vigil.
If
I
you
have an
came with
eye.
us to begin with, we could have took the necessary supplies that may have been able to send him on his way.
Well, I
There is
can't,
a way.
What
I can't
supplies? There is no way.
can't imagine that he would know that we might have the means to end this.
I don't believe that
you.
you do.
I have an idea, but it would require some preparation and a little bit of luck.
And if we search the area, if we search down there, there might be a clue as to how to end his suffering. Yeah.
Antonio, is
Hmm.
there any way that maybe we could trap him somewhere?
That is part of my idea for possibly putting him out of his misery.
Wouldn't it be funny if we just brought him up to the church and let him slaughter all these people? Got a bit of taste of them.
I
I'd be
think
cool with that.
leaving him out of the dungeon would be a disastrous.
Well,
mistake.
I wouldn't do it
You
because
can't
that'd
put
be
him back.
against him. That'd be against a lot of things. But this village should get a taste of their own medicine.
I thought you were a man.
I
of
don't
God.
begrudge them.
Well, I tried to save your men, but sadly my other compadres had better ideas.
I do apologize. I wish we had been able to communicate better in that situation. I just saw fighting.
They were just trying to help you.
But
Fortunate, but it happens.
We take care of our own.
And I was a bit heated at the time too. So
to look at
Gentlemen, let's concentrate on the future, not on the past. We are in a short time period before we're going to be overrun by a bunch of men, women, and children. And I don't feel like slaughtering children and women.
Well, do we have an agreement, Father Bacon? We'll keep your secret and you let us continue searching down there.
Absolutely.
I'm not going back down there unless he's going with us. I'm not going
Oh.
to let him come up here.
I am definitely
Stay
not
up here
going
and
down
bring
there.
his people and lock us in there.
Well, I was going to
No.
suggest we take a couple of his guys.
All
Good
I need to
sacrifice
do is
then.
sit
Just
here
like
and
you
do nothing.
sacrificed those.
All I need to do is sit here and do nothing. And in 40 minutes, my people will raid this church and you will die.
They'll raid the church, but will they go down under the church where you're going to be?
Oh, I won't
find
be
you?
going down there.
Oh, how are you going to stop that?
Oh, you're saying let's just drag him down there with us right now. But
Yeah.
we need to go gear up. We need oil and such. So let's be friendly about this. I'll
He
even
picks-
pay
he
a few
picks
of your
up
guys
one of
to
the,
come with us.
You know, one of the bells that they ring during a church ceremony. You know the ones that they ring at Catholic ceremonies.
Yeah.
He says, so we find ourselves at an impasse then. Is your intention to put me down there? He says to Cole.
do we actually need him to bring him with us? I can't imagine having an unwilling person dragged along through there would do much for our
Well, I
survival.
see Cole's concern. Cole wants to take him for like insurance, but I'm saying, Father Bacon, let's just be reasonable. Maybe we'll take a couple of your guys to help us. I'll even pay them to come with us. And maybe that will ensure that you don't turn on us. But I don't think you will. You're a
I'd
reasonable.
rather not have zealots at my back either.
Well, two peasants that could help us out or carry some.
Oh,
You're
no.
trusting somebody that has murdered people time and time again.
No, fine,
How
we
many
don't-
people have they, Father Bacon, how many people have you committed to the pit in your tenure?
In my time, maybe 7.
But over the centuries,
Well, he can't be responsible for those in the
Right.
past, just as I would not be blamed for my people that those in
he
my family have
continued-
dealt with.
he continues the tradition of this cult. Well, let's get everybody over to the side away from Father Bacon for a moment. And I'm like, if you guys want to take him down there, I'll agree to whatever you want to do. But
Okay.
if we do that, we're definitely going to have a fight on our hands.
We can't
Yeah.
take him down there. We let the man go back to his villagers. They're not gonna do anything because we're going back down there. We're out of a hair. They'll assume we're gonna die. If we come back, we can just go. They're not gonna do anything else.
That's what I'm hoping, that he'll, go along. I don't think they care if we come out or not, as long as we don't.
I think we should go back in the pit, and when we come back out, if he's not well guarded, we throw him down this pit.
As a parting gift.
Well, if we can deal with the creature, then they have no further secret to keep. And
Yeah, true. But that's not my main concern. I want to find this book we were sent here for.
oh, definitely.
If we can happen to help the creature, fine. But otherwise,
I agree. There's got to be some way to deal with it, and I think I have an idea. Fire did burn it, correct? It just didn't last long enough.
I don't know if it did anything. It fizzled out immediately.
Well, fire is the great cleanser. I imagine it is the
I
method.
could try to dispel, see if maybe that'll work. I mean, I'm not 100% sure, but it wouldn't hurt to try.
Yeah, and I had prepared a inflict light wounds. I was going to see if that did anything.
So, metagaming, my idea is finding an area that we can prepare with a lot of oil, lure it in there, force a forbidment it in there, and then light the place on fire until it burns it to a crisp and there's nothing left of it. I don't know if that would work, though.
Yeah, because the only
It
thing
does regenerate.
Yeah, the only thing to get over its, get past its regeneration would be something like fire, but
Right.
Did we see any room that had a door or no? Well done
Just
there.
the one that we used to get out, which apparently he didn't know about.
yeah.
So if fire may not work, freezing may work, but I don't know how we'd arrange that.
Yeah, I have no way to freeze anything. And I don't even know if I'd be able to lock it in somewhere. It all depends on metagaming again, how many hit dice it has, and whether it makes its magic save, which I imagine it probably will.
So we keep avoiding it and try to search the, clear the place out, search every room with it on our tail. And we know where to get out if we need to get out and rest, as long as the father doesn't pull anything, and we stock up on oil. I don't know what else to do.
Talking about the father, Antonio, is there any way you can like curse him or do something to him to make sure, like if he tries anything?
I don't have anything like that, no.
I really don't trust this guy, especially after, sending us down there and everything. As much as a man of God as I am, I would never do anything like that to anybody, even my worst enemy.
Yeah, I'm at a loss.
That's what I'm saying. If you guys have a problem leaving him here, then we take him by force, but
I don't know if that would be a good idea either, honestly.
I mean, while we were down there, we wouldn't have to worry about the villagers, but when we come out, we would.
Exactly.
As much as I hate to say this, we're going to have to leave him out here, but maybe after some time, when we come out, there won't be as much people in the church, and then maybe we can deal with them. I, for one, do not trust to live in this man to, do this to other people, so.
Well, that's where maybe if we found a cure or some way to put this thing to rest, we could be, rest assured with that. But I don't know that is even possible.
Yes. We don't kill the. He is just doing what he thinks is right because there's a monstrosity downstairs. It shouldn't kill the man. No matter what. This man should live with knowing what
Mm.
he's done.
And if we leave him alive now, he can, they can let us gear up and stuff in peace.
Mm. Really is, and I do apologize, Antonio. I did not mean to step on your toes there. It just looked like a dire situation, and I was already a little hot under the collar, having come out
Who is this
of that
Antonio
dungeon.
you speak of, Antonio?
Mm. All right, Gio de Silva. Wink,
Yes.
wink.
Yes.
Yeah, and I had a quick question.
Yeah, go ahead.
How long would it take me for me to swap one of my spells out? Because I wanted to try to get the dispel thing, see if I can try to use it on that thing, see what happens.
You can only prepare spells once in a 24-hour period. So you just prepared those spells recently, right? After 6 hours of rest.
Yeah.
You have
Yeah.
to wait until another 24 hours pass, basically.
Right, and another
Okay,
6 hour
so
rest.
Right now,
That's another
it's
then.
like the middle of the night, wee hours of the morning, kind of thing, right? So
Yeah. Well, I guess the only thing we got really is to try what Antonio suggested and hope for the best. If not, we're just gonna have to keep running.
You will find the
what-
treasure.
What we need to do is we need to pick one of us that's the best person to deal with this creature and tell him, okay, we're going to go down, we're going to destroy the monster, but we need supplies. We want to make sure, we have your word that we're not going to come out of there and get massacred by you and your people, blah, 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 blah. Kind of roll things over with him,
Right. And then
make
in
demands with
return,
him.
we'll keep his secret.
Right. I wouldn't even mention that because that might make him start thinking they need to kill us to keep the secret.
Okay.
Secret, even though it's no longer a secret. But anyway, yeah, we need somebody that can kind of withdraw from us and gravitate towards him and start trying to make amends if that's what you guys want to do. Because we got to get this settled and we need to rest before we go back down there because our magicians aren't going to be able to get their spells and stuff until they do that. And we're on like what 6 hours last night's sleep, and then we all need to be hardy.
That would mean that we'd need to rest at least a full day before we head back in there.
That's something that needs to be negotiated with this dude over here too. So we need to. You guys, I don't know who to pick amongst you, but whoever thinks they can do the best job at it, we need to send them over there and let it get down. Definitely not myself.
Yeah, and I don't think that I would be the best one to deal with the priest.
I'll speak to the man. Maybe Klaus. He'll listen to one of us. Maybe.
So, Klaus, what is you? Are you a Christian or are you some other religion? I can't remember.
Klaus is Catholic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Protestant, so we got both ends covered.
Yeah, maybe if you both go over and you speak with them and try to build a bridge. Let's build a bridge, and at least we can rest up. If nothing else, buy us enough time that we can rest up. And if we have to fight the freaking town, at least we'll be rested up to fight the freaking town and get our way out of here.
If we go talk to him, who would go get the supplies?
We have to talk to him first to make sure that, that's going to be part of the whole treaty. Yeah. We're trying to do a treaty with him, and that's part of the treaty is we're going to have supplies and time to rest and some food brought in that we can eat, hot food made for us where we don't have to mess with it.
All right, I'll talk to him.
Yeah, I think you know what we're talking about.
Yeah, so. I'll go with you.
I would suggest you do not say that we seek to destroy the creature. Use terms such as put it out of its misery, or lay to rest, release it from its curse, and avoid threatening if we can.
Let it go to God, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let his soul be released.
Okay.
Good idea, Antonio.
All right, Father Bacon.
Yes.
We would like to. We don't want to harm you. We're going to let you go. It's not a problem, but here's the deal. We would like to rest. We would like to gear up, and we'd like to go back down there. We'll keep the secret and everything. We'll try to, if we can, we will try to bring an end to his curse. And if not, then, we'll come back out. But we just want some assurances. We want to be, on the same side here. And, rest assured that when we come out, you're not going to try to trap us in there or something.
There is another entrance from outside. If you want to try entering that way.
Okay.
Okay, tell us. Oh, wait, I'm not there. I'm not speaking.
Father, are you sure there's nothing maybe this cult left behind on a way to put this into rest or to you get rid of the curse? Anything at all that could help us?
It's been over 1,000 years, my son. We would have done anything
You're
we
muted,
could have.
Ian.
No, I'm not.
I couldn't hear you.
Okay, weird. Did you hear what I said before, though, about the other entrance?
Yes.
Okay. Weird. Anyway, it's been over 1,000 years, my son. If there was anything else that we could have done, we would have.
Do you happen to have maybe any scrolls or anything magical that can help us protect us while we're down there trying to, lay him to rest?
I do not.
Maybe a prayer?
Can
I'm
you provide?
happy to
Get
pray with you.
blessed?
Can you provide us with a hot meal and safe bed?
Yes, that can be arranged.
And we'll need plenty of lamp oil.
We can arrange that as well.
Okay.
I'll put my hand on the father and I'll be like, we will do whatever we can to
When
put
you
him
reach
to
towards him, he
rest.
kind of like flinches away and goes to shake the bell.
Hey, look.
Listen, Father, we're not here. We're not trying to hurt you. I'm just trying to assure you that we'll do whatever we can to stop this, so that way no more people have to die.
Yes, we understand your bit of predicament here. We want to try to, help if possible. We don't need to be at odds with each other. We're all men of God here.
Very well.
Yeah, from the distant side of the church, you hear a snicker.
If we can release this burden off your shoulders, that would be, good for everyone. And we will try our best to do that. In return, we just don't want you to try to kill us or ambush us.
Very well. I will keep my word if you keep your word.
Okay, can you
I have
tell
nothing
us?
else to lose.
Can you tell us again how it was that he came to be like this?
It was some kind of horrible ritual perpetrated by the pagans.
Okay, pagan magic.
An unholy rite.
And
Imagine a Christian
it
saint
makes sense.
perverted by some pagan godling.
He's you said they sainted him after he died?
Yes, he was sainted.
Well, that explains why holy water had no effect on him, seemed to actually heal him.
I suppose it would. It shouldn't harm him. Nothing holy should.
Have you ever tried to speak with the thing?
It seems to be mindless. The transformation has made him violently insane.
And you only know that it's him through the passed down knowledge from this cult?
Indeed.
Okay. All right, then. I guess that squares everything away. We just like some food and a place to sleep. And we'll head down tomorrow with our lamp oil.
Very well.
Try this new entrance you spoke of.
So he goes out to talk to the people, and you see, yeah, like everybody from the village is pretty much gathered there. Did I ever say how many people were in this village?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think it was something like 700. All right, or am I thinking of somewhere else?
I'm trying to remember. I want to see if I have it in the notes. Yeah, it'd probably be something like that.
What was Nunsbeck where we came from?
It is the middle of the night, so no, there will only be like maybe like 300 people gathered outside the church. Torches and pitchforks and fucking cudgels and daggers and whatever they can muster up. He goes out and speaks to them. He says, "Friends, brothers, sisters, we have come to an accord with these fine, upstanding adventurers. They have forgiven us our deception and agreed to help, perhaps bring rest at long last to our never tiring, never satiated God. We ask you all give them the hospitality of the village as long as they continue to uh, remain in their good faith uh, to maintain their word. They will need to rest. They will need food, shelter, and they will be looking to purchase supplies as well before they go back under the church willingly this time. I ask you, please, to show them your courtesy and hospitality and show them the same forgiveness that they have shown us. People kind of like mumble and, and then, yeah, they just, they start doing whatever their kind of crazy cult like versions of hallelujahs are. And, it will be done. Yes, Father. Yes. Okay. Very well.
So he said they didn't worship this thing, but they called it a god
No,
and they prayed
the
to it.
people do worship it.
Oh,
The people don't know what it really is. They think it's some kind of pagan god.
oh, gee.
He and his secret order remain faithful to Christ and to Rome, and they pray for the forgiveness of these poor souls who are trapped in this never-ending cycle of conspiracy. But
I get it now. Okay.
all right. So after that, they put the torches away and lower the pitchforks, and yeah, you guys are free to roam Stanford.
Is you had said before they do distilled alcohol at this time period, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so they can have pure alcohol somewhere, correct?
Pure alcohol?
Yeah.
I don't know about that. Like, that's a pretty heavy distillation.
Okay.
That's pretty advanced. I think, just like drinking, it'd be a lot weaker than the alcohol we have today.
I was trying to think of something that would
Right.
catch on fire.
Yeah, have you ever like watched those westerns, where the guys drink like a fucking a flask or an entire like massive mug of whiskey and stuff, you know what I mean? It's because the alcohol was much, lower proof, if you will.
Would this town have fishermen?
Let me pull up my map.
I'm trying to see if I can get a net.
Let me pull up my map again. I don't think it's on the sea, but let's see here. Okay, so that's where Stanford is. No, there wouldn't be. Wait a minute, that's not the same place. Is it Stanford? Is that what I called it?
No, yeah, Stanford, but
Yeah.
it was a made-up name
Oh, was it?
for the region. Yes, it wasn't an actual town in the area that we're using. It's southwest of like Cambridge or something like that.
It was
Canterbury.
near
Canterbury.
Dover, but
Yeah,
Canterbury.
yeah. Okay. Did I say Stanford? I think I might have meant Ashford. But
Yeah,
No, you said Stanford.
I wrote
Yeah, I
Stanford.
think you did mean Ashford,
I
but
think I meant
Because
Ashford. But yeah.
Because Stanford, you
There's-
have been saying Stanford, but
There's a
Stanford's
Stanford farther up north. Oh well, this is another Stanford.
Yeah.
Why not?
you knew that.
There's two Nunsbecks, so why can't there be two Stanfords? So yeah. Anyway, no, there's no fishermen here. They're
So there's no way I could buy like a net.
What's your lowest ability score? No, they don't have any nets.
Curses. Foiled for no net.
Sorry, no nets.
Gonna go to my horse and
Damn, I had an idea too.
get some lamp oil from my horse.
Sure. Yeah, they definitely have like lamp oil. You can get more oil from them if you wish.
Yeah, in my horse.
Most supplies you'd be able to get. Anything that's on the equipment list minus like all the fucking vehicles and stuff. You know what I mean? You're not gonna buy any boats or anything here, but
Yeah, I have 4 lamp oil in my horse.
anything
anyway.
not too exotic anyway on the equipment list you'd be able to get.
Mm.
You're not gonna get armor or proper weapons, but you know.
So I got my 4 lamp oil out of my horse, and that is all my lamp oil. So.
Okay.
I'll buy 2 lamp oils.
Oil. Oh yeah, it's flask, isn't it? Flask of oil. Flask of lamp oil is 5 copper. You want to buy 2 or 3?
I'll buy 2.
Okay, it costs you a silver piece.
I'll grab like 5 of those.
That'll
Actually,
cost
4
you
because I got one.
4. That'll cost you 2 silver pieces.
And I'm heavily encumbered, so now my exploration speed is 60.
Okay, good to know.
How much is a barrel of oil?
A barrel of oil. Christ. That's a good fucking question. Let me see. How many flasks in a barrel? Yeah, that would be about right. So, how many bottles of wine go in a barrel? Okay, so 5, about 300. So, yeah, it would cost you about 150 silver pieces. And you would not be able to carry it.
Just asking, just trying to think of some ideas.
It would be 60 gallons of lamp oil.
Oh, geez, yeah. Wow.
A lot.
That's a lot of fire.
I mean, you
Yeah.
might be able to carry it between like 2 people, but you'd be severely encumbered.
Yeah.
To roll it, as we're going down,
Mm.
but carrying it down, up and down the ladders and all that.
Right.
You're not gonna be doing that.
We just had some breach fire would be perfect set.
Yeah. Come on, Antonio, don't you know Fireball? Oh yeah, no, doesn't exist.
No, there is no fireball spell as far as I know,
There is not in Lamentations.
which is hilarious. I love it.
If,
I want to cast fireball. How? You make it. All right. Hopefully you do it and don't explode yourself in the process.
Yeah, I'm thinking if we had oil, like a big with the oil, it gets in the oil with gunpowder mixed with the oil, and we lit it on fire, it would just sit there and burn and burn and burn until the oil burned up completely.
I would love to know if I can hold it someplace, but that would, again, it all depends on how many hit dice the creature is.
Remember that one room where we were going to trap it before? Maybe there's a room with a door that we were thinking about maybe getting it in there and locking the door behind
Yeah,
it.
and this is out of character, but we were able to technically
Wait.
kill it, so maybe it
I
doesn't.
have an
matter.
idea. When he goes in liquid form, can we get like a container big enough to like put the liquid in there and then you can lock it?
I don't know. It came
That's
back
an
pretty
interesting
quick.
choice.
It would come back within a round, though. It started healing.
It's pretty big too. I mean,
We were trying to shovel it down that hole. It was stuffing it up.
Maybe
Yeah.
a chest?
I think I like the idea. Get it in a room and then
maybe it would take
bombard it with
multiple barrels.
gunpowder.
Yeah. That is the problem.
Or we can scoop him into a container and then put the oil in there and let it up, see if he dies.
Yeah,
The freezing, I think the freezing part would be our best bet if we could accomplish it, but there's no
There's
way
no
that
way
I
to
can
do
think
so.
of
we
it
can do
freezing.
fire. We can't do ice.
Yeah. I know no magic to do that.
But if we can trap it in a room and then douse it in oil and gunpowder, And if that doesn't work, then I have no idea. Besides somehow lifting its curse or
Maybe if it's
other ritual.
burned, like if none of it survives, then it can't reanimate.
Right.
Because we always had little pieces of it, at least
Yes.
pieces or big pieces left. So that's why I was trying to think of something like napalm.
Oh, you brilliant person. You just gave me an incredible idea. What if we fight the creature and bring it down, and then remove a piece of it and just find a way to destroy it a piece at a time? We would have to test to see if it can regenerate like completely lost parts of itself. If it can, but that might be an option. You take it apart a piece at a time.
Yeah, we get a test sample and see how we can damage it.
I'd rather not create multiples of these creatures, of course. But if we can separate a piece of it and destroy that piece, and it doesn't regrow that might be the way to go.
So
but didn't it do that when we teared it all up and we destroyed some of it and it still regenerated completely?
I don't remember. I don't remember clearly. Yeah.
I'm not sure either. That's what I'm foggy on.
Wish I could remember.
So I think in napalm, but they don't have napalm back then, but something similar to that with
napalm. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
But what is this? What is this thing you speak of?
So I was thinking the oil and the gunpowder would be.
And I have a flask of that blue goo, but I think that also healed it.
Probably. Boy, I wish I had some gasoline and styrofoam.
Get the poor man's James Bond and look up how to make an anarchist cookbook.
Where is Sir MacGyver when you need him?
What is his name? It's the name of the creature.
Ian hates that guy. It is St. Augustine, as I believe.
St. Augustine. I wonder if it would recognize its name.
The priest did not seem.
You know what? I just realized that clerics have to spell remove curse, but I can't do it right now.
How come?
Because I have to wait until I can relearn my spells or whatnot.
Oh, at least you have access to that. I don't even have that. Remove curse. I don't know if it'd be that easy though.
Probably not.
Well, let's get our gear, get rested, and get down there.
Yes, let's do that.
If we find that book we're looking for, we can just leave.
It depends. If we're gonna rest enough time where I can learn spells again, I'll switch to some of my spells. If not, then it's all good.
You are gonna. You guys planning to rest? A day or so. Get yourself prepared before you go back in. And he was telling you about an alternate entrance as well if you want to try to go in another way.
Yeah, we might as well do that. All right, cool. If we're gonna do that, then I'm gonna swap out like 2 spells then.
There's another thing, actually. I guess he didn't really mention to you, but he would mention to you if you talk to him again before you go back in. Another thing they might be able to do that may be able to buy you some time and assist you is if they ring the gong frequently and sing hymns at the opening, it attracts the god to that area.
Okay.
So at that,
you can keep distracted while we look around.
Yeah,
that is helpful.
Could certainly try to anyway. I mean, in theory, now there is still a chance that if it detects you, if it hears something or somehow detects, that you're down there, it may come after you again. But but they could at least try to distract it for a while.
Okay.
Might give you a little bit more time to search around. Also, I'm gonna have to look in the. I think it's right there. Yeah, that's got to be it there. I would say I have to look and find out where that alternate entrance is because I couldn't remember, but I think I just found it.
Does the creature come up? I mean, enough to see from the top? if we look down the hole and we ring the bells, if it shows up, does it come like right underneath the hole?
Yeah.
There was
yeah.
slime down
Don't you
there.
remember how much slime was there? Yeah, that's exactly it.
So we could
Oh.
pour oil and gunpowder on it then and start,
But
burning it.
Yeah,
then
but
jump, then climb down and start
they're
doing what
not
we
going to
need.
participate in
yeah,
destruction.
do you want to?
No,
do you want to
but-
try to kill their god in front of them?
No. We'd have to do it or ring the bells
I see what you
ourselves
mean.
and-
I
yeah.
see.
Probably, we could just sing whatever hymns we know. And
Antonio, I had
I
a
don't
question
know.
for you.
Yes.
Do you think I should prepare to spell magic or remove curse?
I don't know what either would do. It is a living creature. If it's sustained by a spell, that might work. If it is a curse, that might work as well.
I
As
think
much at a loss as you, I've never seen such a thing as this.
do the remove curse.
I'll do that. It kind of sucks that they're both in the same spell slot because I only got one third level spell.
Yeah, I would say remove curse would probably be the more useful spell in this situation, or miracle, I suppose.
Well, I'd like to get in there and look around first before we try to kill it. That way, in case we find something that maybe we can help the situation, we got to get in there and look around some more before we make that choice. Or maybe we find the book and we just dip out.
Sorry about that. Let's see here.
This is a great session for me, man. I feel like I've been on break almost the entire session, just hanging out while you guys talk meta.
If we decide we want to kill it, if we go down and put the oil on the floor beneath the hole, and then climb back up, do our little chanting, ringing the bell, it comes in on the oil. We pour more oil on top of it and throw a torch in there.
There's some gunpowder.
Yeah, and make sure it burns.
But if it's right below, it's got those 4 different exits. It could just retreat.
Exactly.
We got to get it in a room that it can't escape
Also, you might not want to do something quite so violent and, around all the people who actually think of this thing as a god.
Right.
Know we're up to something. They're going to just push us in.
Perhaps before we make a... Hold on a second here. Rob, is your character image above a picture of Cthulhu with a Santa hat on?
Yes.
I just noticed that. That's hilarious.
It's not his character image. It's his
hour and a half. Okay.
Profile image or whatever.
Profile picture. That's what I meant. Yeah, that's hilarious. So
nobody watching this broadcast knows what you're talking about because they can't see that Zoom stuff.
Right.
See.
Yeah, sorry about that. I just noticed it. And I was like, wait a minute, is that a Santa hat? Wait, is that Cthulhu? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I took the picture of Cthulhu years ago, and then when Christmas came around, I just decorated a Santa Claus hat on it. Yeah. I guess I should put a Valentine in his hands today.
Nah, that's all right. That's hilarious. Okay, I think before we make a final plan, perhaps we should inspect this other entrance that they have to see what sort of...
Sure. Yeah. Father Bacon will take you there personally with, no need for anybody else to go. He'll just go with you. Yep.
Okay.
You will probably notice that villagers do always kind of keep somewhat within eyesight, just to make sure, but, so the other entrance, I imagine this is going to be during the day, the following day. Did you get some more sleep that night and then during the day, he'll take you out there. You still can't prepare spells until the next, or until, at least midnight or whatever. But so it's outside and kind of down around, the church was up on a hill. So it's kind of down around the side of this hill. Obviously, since it leads into the dungeon. The door is steel reinforced wood. It's barred on the outside. And a sign hanging from the bar reads, "Entrance forbidden by the authority of the Royal Exchequer." So he'll explain to you that's not entirely true. It's just to keep people away. He also say the door is rigged. Um, Sometime after it is opened, the entire doorway will collapse, and it takes several hours to clear away the rubble.
Ah, so it is a one-time use deal then.
No, it's been used before. What happens is it collapses when the locals discover that it has been collapsed. A couple of days later, they will go to clear and repair the door, restoring it back to its original state.
Hmm.
During that time, we continuously ring the gong to keep to keep Constantine around the pit there. He looks around to make sure nobody else is around before he says that. Occasionally, we offer farm animals to it below too, just to ensure that it doesn't stray from the pit and that its conditioning isn't broken as we repair the door. The last thing we want is it getting at any of the locals while they repair the tunnel.
So if we use it, it's going to be a couple days to open it.
No, it doesn't have to take a couple of days. We usually wait a couple of days just to make sure that whoever is inside
At
is
least a couple
no
hours.
longer an issue.
Hmm. And there's no way to disarm the trap before going in there?
No.
I see. Perhaps we should use the entrance that we discovered instead. I see everyone else.
Yeah, I mean, we could come out this way. Well, I guess we'd have to find it on the inside. It's just, do we want to come into an area that we probably haven't explored yet?
True.
Cover some more ground. Because we'll be retracing our steps, wasting oil while we're down there. Every drop counts.
Considering the labyrinthine nature, labyrinthine, is that the word?
Labyrinthine.
Labyrinthine nature of the place to begin with, I imagine we're going to end up backtracking anyways.
Yeah, at some point.
Sorry, I said Constantine. I meant Augustine. Jesus Christ. Got the wrong name. I'm tired.
Yeah, so
Sorry.
I don't like the idea of going in this way, but
no, I don't either.
Good to know it's here.
True.
We did have them go ahead and fix it up and maybe post somebody whenever we go down. Post somebody there in case we end up there trapped and we need to get out through that door.
What's that noise? Let's take a shower. Sorry.
No worries. I'm just looking to see what somebody asked what languages he would speak, and I gotta look this up and find out.
Everybody stop talking? Or we all just
Augustine was born in Rome, so he would definitely speak Italian. And then he was later, he was a founder of the English Church, so I assume he would speak English as well. So it looks like Italian and English, Latin probably, yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I don't know if I went through when I said that or not because nobody responded. Perhaps we can have them clear the door and post somebody there when we go down. That way, if we get trapped and we end up at that door, somebody could open it up and let us out.
If we could find this door. I wonder what it looks like on the inside. I'd rather not check it to see from here.
No, I'm just saying if we ended up there, it gives us another way to get out. You know.
True.
It doesn't collapse for at least 10 minutes after opening.
I see. Have you ever gone, well, probably not, but have you ever opened and gone through yourself? Have you ever been down in the labyrinth?
No, and I do not wish to do so.
I understand.
Honestly, you are the first people to ever go in there and come back out.
Dubious honor.
So, you guys have your ideas, your plan in place, pretty much, or
As best as we can go, I think, until we have more idea of what.
so you can gather your supplies the following day after you get a little bit
Mhm.
more sleep. You can have a nice breakfast, gather supplies, go down, check out the door, talk about your more plans, gathering more supplies, have lunch. Maybe then
Right.
sleep again that night, and then you go down the following day, right? Does anybody remember what date it was where we were at before? Merrick? We were hoping maybe you did. Was it April 6th or 7th or something?
April 6th is when it start. When we, I thought
First
that
got
was
there?
when we got there. I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
So then it was April 7th, early morning, and then April 7th is the day you're doing all this planning. So it'll be April 8th when you wake up and go back down again. That sounds good to me. I'm writing that down because I keep forgetting to write it down, and then I have to ask again every fucking time.
No worries.
I wrote it down too.
Okay, cool. You guys want to take a quick bio break then? And then when we come back, we can figure out, where you go from there.
Sure.
All right. Smoke them if
Sounds
you got
good.
them. I'll be right back.
Yeah, freaking preparation.
So I know this dungeon, quote dungeon, has been set up to be difficult for people to play, but there has to be some way to overcome it. We're just not finding it yet.
When there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah, I mean, there's a trick. You know what I mean? There's a something that we're going to discover that's going to, oh, okay, that's how that guy would, I mean, that thing would get destroyed or
Funny thing is,
trapped or whatever.
if I wasn't playing a cleric, I would be like, let's lure this thing inside the church and unleash it out there.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking too, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, that I probably would not be agreeable with. I mean, I did end up, shooting those 3 guys, but I was angry and I didn't realize that we were trying to save them. Sorry.
I feel bad, but at the same time, I don't, because they attacked him. So it's like, it's either they kill him or we kill them. That's what I was thinking.
Army of One's not going to be. I brought Army of One down here thinking it was going to be a great idea for this, but it turned out not to be.
Yeah, I was thinking about grabbing that command, but since Sullivan's gonna grab it, I'll just keep to my like healing and stuff. Because since I gotta get rid of sacrifice, that's gonna hurt.
That was that spell I was looking for.
Were you listening whenever I was talking about the dungeon itself? There is a key. There is something that we
Yeah, I
have
heard
not
that.
discovered. Yeah, I just can't. I mean,
Right.
we got to figure that out because I don't know if we're going to be able to. I mean, I don't think we're going to be able to kill it unless we do know the key. Quotation marks. Because
Right.
otherwise, we're just going to have to evade it. And I'm sure there has to be some kind of treasure down here also.
Let's see here. What does this magic do?
All right, I am back. Had to change my
Almost
lighting a
back.
little bit too. I had to brighten it up on my side. I need to be able to see properly if I'm going to be looking at this this map.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Before we rest, I would who's still hurt?
Well, might as well wait till everybody gets back.
Well, if we
Okay.
hang out for 2 days, then I'm back to full.
Yeah, I was only down 2, so I should be back to full also, I would imagine.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, well, then I'll use it on me then, because I was like at 15 HP. So.
How many spells do you have left? Cure spells.
Well, I had used one, so I got one left. I mean, I might as well use it before I rest, and
Yeah, absolutely. What's a D6 plus your level? Is that right?
Yeah.
Yep, and I rolled a 6, so that's what 11.
You're level 5. If you're level 5, then
Yes.
yes. 6 plus 5 is 11. Excuse me. Fuck, I'm cold. I'm gonna actually grab a fucking jumper real quick. A hoodie, if you will. It's fucking.
Yeah, I kind of have a newbie, which I should already know, but I don't. How do I add up my armor class? Because I know it's wrong right now.
So armor class is based on what armor you're wearing. So you're wearing
It's
chainmail, right?
chainmail, yes.
So that's a base armor class of 16.
Okay.
Then do you have
Gotcha.
any dexterity modifiers?
Dexterity, no.
Okay, so it just stays at 16. Also, are you carrying a shield or anything?
Not now. I didn't
No?
declare it whenever
Okay.
we started.
That's okay then. So then that's it.
So
Just straight up
16?
16. Yep.
Okay. And then, oh yeah,
Oh,
that goes
shit.
with a shield. Okay.
So if I had chainmail and I have +2 to my dex and I have a shield, how much would my defense be?
So 16 plus 2 is 18. Plus a shield gives you an extra +1 to melee or a +2 to ranged. So you'd be 18. You'd be 19 against melee attacks. You'd be 20 against missile attacks.
Okay, well, I think next time I go to a town, I need to get chainmail then.
Right. Chainmail is not easy to get now because it's the early modern era. So most archaic forms of armor are going to be harder to find, but you can still get some, but get somebody to make it for you. The most common forms of armor are like buff coats and pikeman's armor and stuff like that. But so yeah, you can still get it. But
I
you'll
think
have to
I
get
got
somebody
it
to make it
from.
for you.
I think I got it from one of the guys that died in our party from the plague. If I'm not
probably.
mistaken. Yeah.
Probably.
Chainmail?
Yeah. I think
Yeah,
I
you
left
got that
it.
from Jasper Proud.
Okay.
That's nice.
Do they sell
So
buff coats
Jasper
here?
Proud's armor is still
kicking.
Still kicking, yeah. Here in this town, no.
No buff coat?
No.
You can wear that over leather, right?
Yes, you can. But there's no weapons armor. You can wear a buff coat over chainmail.
Yeah.
You can wear a buff coat over plate mail, but
The leather
or
jacket.
under it if necessary. But yeah. So everybody's back then now, yeah.
I have one thing I'm checking here real quick.
All right. By the way, Mark, were you under time pressure or something?
A little bit, yeah, because I'm at my sister's and they don't want to have to keep me here. I don't have to keep them up too late because they need to, set the alarm and all that when I head out.
Oh, okay.
We got some time.
Okay.
I would want to say like 10:30 my time would probably be the latest I want to push them.
That's about an hour from now.
Right.
Okay, cool.
I have an idea.
Is everybody back while I turn off the break screen now?
Wow.
I don't see Medina.
Oh no, Medina's not back. You're right. Okay, cool. I keep forgetting he's got a camera feed.
It's instantaneous too. Okay, so I'm reading through. Is it different for cleric? Oh, that's cleric you level. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm reading the wrong one. No wonder. Like, wow, dispel magic for cleric is awesome.
Too bad it didn't work on that wizard.
Currently in effect.
Oh wait, never mind. I used silence on the wizard.
Right, and he survived that.
Made a saving throw.
All magic items in the area are temporarily disenchanted.
I was gonna say, now, do you want to take a quick look at the spell and then remove curse and like let me know which
Magic
one you think?
user dispel has no effect on cleric spells.
Yeah, I was looking at that. They're different.
That's awesome because you can do like heroism, and I can still cast Dispel Magic and not have to worry about knocking down
Oh,
your
yeah.
heroism.
Yeah.
So everybody's back now, okay?
Yeah.
Right back up. Right.
Magical items within
And
an area.
we're back. Right. So,
Okay.
all right. So what's the plan?
There is no Dispel Curse. There's Dispel Evil.
Remove curse. I think it's the opposite of remove curse.
Sorry, I'll look that up. Oh, remove Curse is cleric, instantaneous, instantly removes one curse from the creature if it makes a saving throw versus if it removes it if it makes it. Remove curse does not remove the curse from a shield, weapon, or suit, although the spell enables a creature afflicted with any such item to remove it. So it just removes a curse on a creature. So I don't know if remove curse is the one you should go with, actually. I'm almost thinking you should go with Dispel Magic, the cleric version, because that one, I believe, affects like magic creatures. Let's see here. Let's detect. This is spell, blah, blah, blah. All spells in the area of cast in the same segment. Monsters with magical ability or able to create magic lose the ability for these powers for 2d6 turns if they fail a saving throw and are within the area of effect. If its regeneration is considered magic effect and you dispel it and it fails its save, it might lose its regeneration.
I like that because then we can kill them and then
2d6
cast it
turn.
on them
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's 2d6 turns.
and then burn that fucker.
That's a good one.
If it fails a save and it's not like some, if there's not like a reason in the manual that says this stuff doesn't work in it, which could be. I mean, it is
Because
the
clerics
bad of the
can,
thing.
clerics can permanently disenchant magic items and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It might work.
Yeah, if you touch it.
If it gives us enough time to, kill it properly.
All right, so dispel it is then.
Yeah.
All right, I'll get that instead of remove curse then.
Okay, Dispel Magic negates curses and diseases of a magical nature, but only for a certain amount of time.
Yeah. So we'll have some time though it won't have its regeneration, hopefully.
I mean, I think that works out because if he has command, he can command it into the corner of a room. We can kill it, then you can dump the fire on him while I dispel him and hope for the best.
Yes. Hopefully all that works and it fails.
Just if we do it, make sure that you're not aiming it towards all the magic loot we got, because it will like remove the magic from scrolls and such and potions and anything else like that.
It
Well, I
affects an area,
wouldn't do
right?
that.
Yeah, it's a range of like 120 feet and affects 20 cubic feet.
Well, like Klaus said, if my command works, I can command it into a corner and then we just focus everything over.
Right.
But
It affects a
Yeah,
20-foot cubic area, so 20 foot by 20 foot by 20 foot.
Right, with a range of 120 feet.
we got to get it in a room somewhere. Or down dead end, down those.
Okay. All right.
Wait, we can get him in that room with the
Magic
ruby
theory.
thing.
Right? I've got 2 Dispel Magics learned. Wizard Lock and Force Forbidden and a bunch of magic missiles after our rest.
All right. So you're ready to go in?
Ready to go.
Guess have your spells updated. Yeah, cool.
Right. Let me bring out all that my map scratches.
So are we taking the powder and the oil or anything, or just lamp oil? Or?
Yeah, I don't know that we're going to be able to burn it, honestly, just because of.
I've got a powder horn.
I got 5 flasks of oil, so.
And I've got 2 oils, the powder horn nearly full.
That is okay. So there's a ladder out, and then that was the exit. Okay, I know where we're at.
I have 4 oil and I picked up some of my candles as well. I have some more candles.
Where do you want to enter from?
From our secret area that we came in through the warehouse. We're not going in through that door with the
Okay, so
rubble.
you're going back through the warehouse. You mean through the church? Yeah.
Right.
The storage room, right, where the Bibles were. Right.
Right.
Okay. Cool. That's good for me to know because, yeah, so I can keep track of where the fuck you are.
Yeah.
All right. Very well. So Father Bacon gets some of his people with him. They will go and they'll keep rotating shifts or whatever they will until you return. They will sing hymns around the pit and ring the gong frequently. You know what I mean, to try to keep the god, as all the villagers know it to be, Augustine, as you guys and Father Bacon know it to be, but they will try to keep it there near that main entrance area under the pit. You know, whatever you want to call that. So okay, so you go down the ladder. You have light. We'll start keeping track of this again. I think you've refilled your lamp, or are you gonna use up the oil that's in it first?
I'll use a half hour.
Yeah.
For,
I have a flask of oil in my bag too. I'm going to give to somebody, and this bag of salt I'm going to carry.
Yeah, I think I would keep 2 of them, and then I would give one to the rest of each party member.
Well, some people
Is
are
that
like
fine?
over
I'm
fucking
can't
COVID
carry.
or something. So
Yeah, I
Oh,
can't
it's
carry
not.
too much.
Okay, that's fine. I'll keep it in my bag then.
I already have 4 on me.
so that'll keep track of the lamp oil and oh, I need some like an hour marker.
Hold on here. Let me see something.
What else do I need to keep track of? I don't know. I'll just keep dice here just in case.
each flask gave us 2 hours of light. Was that correct?
Right.
Okay.
Correct. Yeah. And you got a half hour left in that one.
Yep.
Oh, darn, it is an encumbering item. That's too bad.
Rolling encounters. Okay, cool. I think I'm good. All right.
Right.
So you climb back down and you find yourselves in that 20-foot square room with the secret door on the western wall at the northern end.
Mhm.
Description wise, again, I don't think there was really anything else.
Before we head down that door, though, I'm going to bang in that gong a few times,
Okay.
and then we'll go down because that's kind of distracted away from where we're going to be going
Well,
in.
like I said, Father Bacon is ringing the
Oh, he's doing that.
periodically, and he's got about a dozen men there with him that are singing hymns and stuff.
Oh, okay. Excellent.
Yep. So, yeah. So the secret door is there. You guys don't have to search for it. You know it's there. And when you open that up, it takes you back into like a little 10-foot square room with a door on the northern wall. And that door, when you open it up, goes like into there's the ladder, a ladder leading down, and then you can also go 10 feet forward, and then there's a tunnel heading to the left or west. It goes 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 feet down to the end of another wall with another one of those stash sigils. Or if you know going that way west, after the first 10 feet in, there's another tunnel leading right, which goes 10 feet and then into another room. This one is 30 feet from west east, 20 feet north to south, and you enter along the southeast wall. And in that 30 by 20 foot room, there is 1, 2, 3, 4 of those sigil stashes, and the slime in this room is extraordinarily thick.
Mm.
Like even thicker than it was back at that other space right under the pit.
Oh, let's check this room out quick then.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, and it takes 10 minutes to smash them sigils. We got 30 minutes of light. We
Yep,
can get.
so you can smash 3 of them. Did you want to smash the other one at the end of the hall first, or?
Yeah.
Okay, give me a D30 roll. And I'll advance the time.
4.
4, yep, it's empty. So then you can go back into that room. There's 4 more sigils in there. There's 2 on the western wall, and there's 2 on the northern wall. center and eastern portion, since it's 30 feet wide. You know.
And there's other openings than when we came in, or just that the only opening?
The only other way is there's a ladder down back by the door.
That we came through.
Yeah. hmm
All right, I got a 26 and a 10.
Okay, so you search 2 more. You rolled a 26 and a 10. Let me see here. Empty on the first one, and the second one. The second one is not empty. The second one has a scroll.
Nice.
Roll 2d6 for me, please.
7.
It has a single first level magic user spell.
I'll hand it to Antonio. This is your realm.
Thank you, sir.
And that's a half an hour. I'll reload my flash.
See,
Okay,
single first
flash
level
for
magic user?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, and there's still 2 more things you can search in here.
Reloading flask. I now have an empty flask bottle in case we wanted to try to get a sample of it.
Good idea.
Okay.
And I'm no longer encumbered once I get rid of that 1 oil.
Good. No longer heavily encumbered, you mean?
Yeah, we can move 90 again.
Okay. So you're gonna search the other 2 stashes, yeah?
Was there anything else in this room?
Yeah, there's 2 more stashes.
Yeah, we'll get them.
Okay, so advance at 20 minutes and roll a d30.
18 and 5.
So the first one has something in it. The second one is empty. The first one has, let me see here. This way. Oh wait, what did I do there? Yeah. The first one has 136 silver pieces in it.
100.
136.
While they're doing that, I'm going to look over the room, like the ceiling, the corners, any kind of suspicious looking thing. There may be a secret passage,
Nope,
a
not
hidden
at all.
door. Nothing on the ceiling, is just a plain old flat ceiling.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So then the hall just continues straight past this room then?
Yeah, but you already went down to the end of that hall and
Ah,
treasure
okay,
stash there.
gotcha.
Right?
There's a stash at the end of that hall. And then the only other way to go is a ladder down or back out through the secret exit.
Correct. Here,
Got it.
I will show you. To the best of my ability. Okay. Let me see here. No, move my hand properly. Wow, what the fuck? Of course I can't do this and
In
actually
the upper
see.
left there?
I can't see what the fuck I'm doing because of the goddamn camera and the paper in my fucking way. So above my finger. God,
I
that's
see.
fuck. Is
I
it
see it.
backwards on my camera? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You see there, 114. That's where you came down. You see the door.
Yeah.
And then up there, you see the room where you found the
Right.
fortress and the
Right.
tunnel. The
In the
whatever,
tunnel.
it's-
Yeah,
yeah.
got it. Okay, I kind of have that.
Blah 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 blah. Right. Sorry.
Take a picture of the map that I have going here.
And then there is a ladder leading down right in front of the door. Of course, you've been down there before because you came this way, but.
That's the only way to go. So down the ladder.
So you lead that down. That takes you into. You're in the southwest corner of a 20-foot by 20-foot square room. There is a tunnel leading out west from the northern edge of the room. Description for this room, is there anything? I think I might have already read it to you before when you were here, but just in case. Yeah, oh yeah, this is the ladder that was lined with bells, hundreds of small bells. So you kind of make a lot of noise as you come down that ladder, but. Okay.
All right. So bell ladder. Okay.
So the only way out of here leads to the west.
The
Okay.
west.
So you go west out of this room, you go 10, 20, 30 feet, and on your left there is a set of stairs leading up. Or you can continue on west to a T junction about another 40 feet down. At the end of that T junction, or at the end of your hall at the T junction, there is another treasure cache that you've already smashed.
And before that, there was another way to go.
Yes, so 10, 20, 30 feet down from the room, on the
Mhm.
left-hand side, there is a set of stairs leading up.
Okay.
I believe that means up, right? Yes,
And then
definitely
a T
up.
junction.
Yep.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, and then 10, 20, 30, 40 feet beyond that, you'd be in a T junction,
Got it. Which goes north and south.
of course.
Got it. All right. Shall we take the stairs or continue?
Well, like I said, looking down the T junction, there's a smashed treasure cache that you've already searched. So
Right.
The stairs.
take those stairs up.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, that brings you up to. So you come up the stairs, and then in front of you is a room that goes 30 feet from north to south, 20 feet west to east. Okay.
Mhm.
There's a heavy slime trail, and in the southeast corner of the room, there is a tunnel leading east. The room has a description, which I will read now. Scrawled on the west wall, in what looks like dried blood, are the English letters D, E, U, S, E, U.
DEUSEU.
Mm-hmm. Each letter has a space between it, so it's D
Huh.
space E space U space S space E space U space.
This is good. Search around that area for anything else.
Sure. We'll take the time up again. I'll also roll this again. Okay. You can also hear the sound of singing and the occasional chiming of the gong coming from the direction that the tunnel leads east in the southeast corner of this room.
We're in
Well,
one,
that tunnel leads east. Okay.
it's one of them L-shaped rooms that leads back to the center.
Mm. Okay, so the tunnel leads east. Look down that tunnel.
Okay, you can look down that tunnel and it does a little zigzag when it's at the end, 30 feet down. It kind of turns to the right.
And the
Can't
singing
see all the way to the
louder.
end.
Yeah, if you walk down there and look, then it continues on 20 feet, or you can, after 10 feet, you can also turn to the left again and continue east. And you can
Try not to
hear
get too
the
close.
singing is getting much louder. You hear it very
Got it. We don't
loudly.
want to go that way then. Okay, so we
Yeah.
know now where that. So that leads to the west hole of the kill room.
Of
Yeah, the
course,
main-
there is, again, if you think
Yeah.
about the design. Let me see here. If I can more or less. Does that look familiar?
Yeah, it goes splits into
Here.
8 directions. Oh, good grief.
Got it. Okay. So that means that there's another hall that heads south to another separate
Yes,
room.
exactly. That's what I wanted to.
We could flip over to that one.
Yeah. Let's check down that way.
Sure, sneakily, so as not to attract the attention of the guide.
Of course.
Okay. So you move into the mirrored room, south of the one you were in. Yeah, you understand that my description for your map purposes?
Yes.
The room has strange vines growing on the ceiling, bearing round gray fruit. And in the southeast, not in the southeast corner, but like just south of the southeast corner, there is stairs leading down, just like the other rooms, Again, like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Nothing written on the walls here.
Nope, just that round gray fruit hanging from vines growing on the ceiling.
Does one of our brave slime lickers want to try this fruit as well? I snicker.
Anybody want to eat a piece?
I'll take one of the fruits. I'm not going to eat it though.
I don't know if I want to take 2 chances in one day.
Well, that goo healed us, didn't it?
Possibly. Do they still smell sweet?
And besides, that was 2 days ago.
Do they still smell good?
You know what?
The fruit does
Screw it.
smell
I'll
sweet,
take
yes.
No, I
I'll take
mean
a bite.
the guys who ate the slime. Remember you told me that they started to smell good?
Yeah, Chris, I can't
Oh
remember.
yeah.
What room was that? That was 214, I want to say. Was it? Not 214.
It was a room near the rubble with that looked like the 3 foot, like the chicken foot.
The dripping blue goo.
It had the 3-prong rubble at the bottom of it. And then it came up straight, and then there was a slant.
I need to find that again. That was not on this floor. Was that on this floor? Yes, there. So
Well, should have been on the same floor as the room with the bell ladder.
here it is. Yeah, they no longer smell sweet.
Okay.
Sorry, but the fruit
You know what?
does
I'm
smell
gonna
sweet.
grab a fruit, but I'm not gonna eat one yet. I'll wait until we try to kill this guy, and then I'll eat one.
Okay, you grab a piece
Yeah, I
of fruit.
take one as well,
Someone
but I
grabs a
don't
piece of
eat.
fruit. Okay,
I
what
don't
do you
touch
do?
it.
Put it in your pouch or something? Carry it? What?
I stick it in my pocket.
Okay.
I'll grab one and lay it on the ground and take my sword or knife and cut it open, not touching it with my hand when I cut it open.
Okay. Yep. You
Anything?
can see the gray flesh of the fruit inside, but nothing happens.
Any smell comes out from it?
Just smells sweet. Smells kind of like a peach.
Screw it, I'm gonna eat it.
Goodness.
You eat one?
Oh no.
Roll D8.
Mm-mm.
Good grief. Shouldn't have done it. 5. It smells good. I'll take a bite.
Damn.
Okay. Just do me a favor. All right, I'll write it here. Sullivan Jack.
Oh, great. The DM has to take a note. It's not good.
Mm-hmm.
Cross
Never eat
page
strange fruits in
22.
dungeons with crawling slime gods.
That's better than licking strange slime out of the ceiling.
Roll
think
D4
you guys-
for me.
You were one of the ones who did that too, so weren't you?
I didn't drink the slime. I
Roll
just
D4
took the
for me.
bottle.
Oh,
Jack.
okay.
I'm sorry. What did you say? The
Roll
D4.
D4, yep.
Oh boy.
What'd you roll?
2.
And today is the 8th of April, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, cool. Good to know. I'll let you know when you need to know.
It's fine. There's nothing
have a-
wrong with it. I finished eating.
Nothing happens. It tastes good.
I finished it.
I have a question. I wasn't paying that much attention when we walked into the room. Is there slime in this room?
Yeah, there's a thin slime trail in this room.
Is there slime next to the fruit?
No, the fruit's hanging from vines on the ceiling.
There's no slime on the wall like the preacher went
No,
up
on
to
the
get
floor.
fruit.
No,
Just on the floor. There's no fruit that has fallen to the floor. And,
no,
We know it.
Okay.
not that
Okay.
you know of. Anyway.
Yeah.
Well, since it was fine, I'm gonna take a couple more and stick them in my
Cool.
pocket.
You got a pocket of fruit. Anything else?
It's pretty good. I'll eat some of that later. Anybody want some?
No, thank you.
I haven't remained in this game for almost 35 sessions by grabbing fruit and crunching it.
Well, who licked the goo?
You were a slime licker, though.
Yeah.
No, I didn't lick the slime.
You sure? Were you, Joe?
Hey,
I thought
hey.
you were.
No.
Take it easy with the name calling there, slug fucker.
Yeah. No, I didn't. I didn't drink. I didn't eat no slime.
Hey.
I know better than that.
I just
Somebody
attempt.
ate the
I only attempted to fuck the slug. It didn't like it.
You were
It wasn't
rejected.
good enough for it.
So, right. Yeah, there is the stairway leading down, of course, then to the south.
Yeah, let's go down these stairs. I don't know what you are worried about. The fruit tasted fine.
Yeah, you go first in front of us, just in case. Sorry.
You go down the stairs,
Mhm.
and you're in a 10-foot wide tunnel leading straight ahead. It goes 10, 20. At 30 feet beyond the stairs, it then turns 90 degrees to the right, which would be west. You turn west, it goes 10, 20 more feet, and then turns 90 degrees to the right, now facing north.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. From there, it goes on 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 110 feet, at which point it's another 90-degree turn to the right. Another round, I'll say another turn is passed to get there. This slime trail is thin, this whole area here, right? Once you turn right, which is east, it can then go another 10, 20, 30, 40 feet, and you're at a little T-junction, if you will, where it continues on another 10 feet ahead of you to the east, at which point there is a ladder leading down. Or you can turn right and go on that way. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay.
Or we can turn right and go that way. Got it. Okay.
You can turn right and continue to the south, or there's
South, got it.
like 10 feet to your east. There's a
Mhm.
ladder leading down, and then
I see.
it's a dead end there at that ladder. But yeah,
Got it.
aside
Got it.
from the ladder, of course.
So you go south or down the ladder?
Let's go down the ladder. No,
Okay.
Down the ladder.
we got to get somewhere where there have to
Go
be some kind
down
of
the
treasure
ladder.
here.
Down we go.
The ladder, you're in a 10-foot wide hallway that leads 10 feet to the east, and then it turns 90 degrees, turning north to the left. Slime trail is very thin here. Turning left, it goes 10, 20 feet, and then it turns 90 degrees to the east. Okay? Just checking with you, Merrick, to make sure you're okay with
Goes
so far.
right.
Yeah, right, which is east.
Okay.
Okay.
None of those things on the wall either.
Nothing
we
yet.
see?
No, I'll let you know. Don't worry.
Okay.
It then goes 10, 20, 30, 40 feet, and you're standing in a T-junction where you can go left, which would be north, and it goes another 10 feet before turning to the right again. Or you can turn right, where it goes 10 feet at south, and then into a larger room.
Let's check that room.
Now this
Yeah.
room is interesting. Let me get to it here. The slime trail does not go to this room. It does continue to the north and around that way, but it does not go this way. This room you're basically entering from the north end of it, right? So you're right in the middle of the wall, the north wall. And the room itself is about 50 feet wide from west to east, okay?
Okay.
Approximately 30 feet from north to south before there's a big chasm in the floor. Now, I'm just looking to see. Yeah, so there's a chasm that cuts right through it, and then there's more room on the other side, right? There are the remains of 4 collapsed columns, 2 on either side of the chasm and room, right? So there's 2 collapsed columns on your side of the chasm in this room, and then on the other side of the chasm, you can see there's 2 more collapsed columns, right?
Okay.
Very Roman looking, yeah. They look to be intended more for decoration than support because the room is still standing even without them. They also look like they would provide nice anchors for rope. On the other side of the room, you can see, and basically mirrors this side, except for the doors out of it are on the south, or sorry, east and west sides heading south. And I can even show that to you here,
Okay.
right?
So there's like a little tunnel on each side.
Let me just fold this down. Yeah. So we'll just ignore, cover this as
How
best
close
I
I
can.
am.
So yeah,
I see it.
See there?
Oh yeah, I did pretty good there.
All right.
Excellent.
Now
Bring it
that
back up
room.
real quick.
Ah,
Sorry.
not fair enough. I was too hasty.
Okay, good. I'm good on that.
All right.
And there's like a little thing in the middle there.
Yeah. So I was just getting to that, but I wanted to show you the thing.
All right.
So there's a plain altar raised on a pedestal on the south end of the room across the chasm. Behind that altar is a fresco depicting a number of Christian priests, all in archaic clothing, lifting weapons up from fallen soldiers.
Hmm.
How far is this chasm?
How
And
far
is there any
across is it?
writing
I'll
on
tell
the
you.
wall?
It is about, yeah, it looks to be about 20 feet across.
How deep is it?
Um,
Shine my light down
20
there.
to 15 feet across at its, you know, 15 20 feet across. Yeah, it's you know, widest spot. How deep is it? That's interesting. Doesn't really say.
Bottomless. Toss a rock down.
It's not bottomless.
You
just trying to
fool of a
find
took!
something here. There was something about it, but no. I'm gonna say it's a good. Let's call it 24. Let's call it 40 feet. 40 feet deep.
Okay.
We do have rope.
Yeah.
That we do.
Anybody got a
Could
grappling hook?
ties. Think I
Got
have
I.
one.
I got rope, but I don't have a grappling hook.
I thought somebody
we
had
need
bought
to have
one
one.
before. Anybody got a grappling
can-
hook written down on their character sheet?
Yeah. I have bought one actually.
Klaus has a grappling
Awesome.
hook, right? So, what you could do is you could try to grapple one of the collapsed columns across the way, and then try to tie the rope off to one of the other collapsed columns, like an anchoring point.
Oh, that's not a bad idea. Do we have 2 ropes?
Yeah, I got a rope.
Okay, because
I
we could
have
do
rope.
that and then use the one rope to tie off person, so we have a couple of people holding them as they go across, and in case they slip.
Yeah, that's a good idea. So we're gonna shimmy across.
Okay. Yeah, you want to set that all up?
Yep, let's do
Might
it.
as well.
So who's going to go across?
I'll go.
Who's nimble?
Angle my hook my lantern on my belt.
Shimmy across? Yeah, no
Yeah.
problem. You get over there.
All right. And I set the light.
I'll be the last one to go.
So everybody one by one working their way across.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and you're gonna go last, Klaus. You're gonna tie off the rope, obviously, on your end, and
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
okay.
And then we will hold him on the other side.
so you're on the other side of the room, with the pedestal and the altar, and the fresco behind it. And like I said, there are 2 halls heading south. One at the eastern edge of the room, one at the western.
Let's check out this altar first.
Okay.
How long did it
Yeah,
take
is
us
there
to
any writing?
get across?
Sorry, what did you say, Sullivan?
How much time did we
Oh,
use
yeah,
up?
good call. I'll just do another turn. Fine, you got about 30 minutes worth of oil left in that lamp.
Okay. Let's look at this altar.
Yep, there's no writing or anything on it. No, it's just an old altar.
Slide out of place.
While they're doing that, I'm going to look in the corridor of those two areas that lead out and see if there's any slime that I can tell without
There's
going
no
too far in.
slime. No slime at all in this room,
Okay.
in this area.
Good.
Mm.
I'll let them know.
And checking out those corridors heading south, each one goes about 20 feet before turning. The one on the western side of the room goes 20 feet down and then turns to the west. The one on the eastern side goes 20 feet south and then turns to the east.
All right.
Pass another turn. 20 minutes left. What would you like to do now?
Is this sacrificial altar or whatever that's
It's not
there?
sacrificial altar.
No, just an altar.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is
Yeah,
it
looks
squared
to
off?
it looks to be an ancient Christian altar.
Okay.
If there's nothing weird about it, then I guess we'll go down the hallway.
Nothing that would be underneath it. I mean, like it's not.
Yeah, it doesn't
Built.
push.
Sure, you
Yeah.
search around, no problem. I'll do that, and I'll pass another. You get 10 minutes of oil left in that lantern. And nope, nothing.
I want to examine the fresco. Look over it.
Yep.
Detail.
Just depicts a number of Christian priests in archaic clothing lifting weapons up from fallen soldiers.
Is it anything me or Klaus would recognize as significant?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess that takes a few more minutes. I'll reload the lamp oil, and then we can pick a hallway.
By looking closely at that fresco or the picture, does it look like it had been, or would I be able to tell if it had been painted over top of something that was originally there?
Yeah, you could tell if you examine it while he's waiting for the lamp oil to burn out. You got plenty of time. It does not. It looks like it was the only thing ever painted there.
Okay.
Doesn't seem to be covering anything else.
All right. Interesting art.
This must have been that order that started the Christian order that took over after the cult.
Antonio, why don't you draw what the thing? Because maybe we can find some symbols or something in a wall that's similar to that. Might come in handy.
I'll make a copy of it, of the writing at least.
What writing?
There is no writing, I don't think.
There's no writing. What writing?
If there's any symbols on it.
No, there's not. I would have told you.
Just the picture.
Get going soon.
Yeah, I know. Which hallway do you want to go? East or west?
Good question, gentlemen.
West.
West. Okay.
West. Okay. Now I am going to just show this part to you, so you can kind of try to draw it there, Merrick. Okay. Fold it there. Let's fold it there. Let's also fold it here. This is such a weird way to do this, but it works.
Yeah.
More or less.
The paper's gonna have so many weird folds in it when you're done.
All right. There.
Oh boy. Okay. Let's see here.
Oh, wow.
So it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Got it.
We've hit the jackpot, boys. This is the treasure room.
So I'll read you the room description, and then you can all make saving throws versus instant death. No, just kidding. Let's see here. Josh, your reaction is great. So there are obviously, you see all those little small cell-like rooms in the center as this kind of thing wraps around it, right? Each of them has a door that is heavy and reinforced and barred on the outside. The crossbars have brass plates mounted on them with, somebody speaks Latin, right?
Yes.
The word forbidden inscribed on each of them in Latin. You can see there, yep.
Bolton.
So If you go around, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the kind of eastern side. Then there are 2 on the southern side, 5 on the western side, and 2 on the northern side of the central part, right? Across from the 2 on the northern side, there are another 5 along the north wall.
Well, there's another 5 up there.
Mhm.
Got it. Okay.
Now, before you go and start opening these various cells to see what forbidden items are held within them, I think that's a good place for us to stop since I know Merrick has to get going.
Yeah, I don't want to be too much of a burden over
That's all
here.
right. No, it's cool. Next week we can see what kind of treasures you have found.
Awesome.
Next time on Rogues to Riches.
Indeed. Thanks
That was
for
a
playing,
lot of
lads.
metagaming there. That was great. I enjoyed that.
Hopefully it's riches.
I've
Yeah.
restarted my map too. Did you see that? Because of all the running we did, I would just draw like the feature that you saw. You make a turn here, so I have like a little L hallway, and then there's another little L hallway.
I have
But
not
just
looked
kept
at it
them-
yet, but I will have a look
Yeah,
after
I just
end
have
the
them
stream.
facing in the same directions because I don't know if which way we were facing at the time. So
let me
it's
give you
all
some
over the damn
experience
place.
before, pardon me, before I close this down. So what did you do? You negotiated with Father Bacon. You avoided a
Mhm.
complete bloodbath. You killed a few people, but
Killed 4 guys.
it was enough people to at least convince Father Bacon to negotiate. So, and then you've gone back into the dungeon to try and clear it out. So I'm going to give you guys 1,000 XP,
Nice. All right.
basically for the kind of landmark style XP for making a deal with Bacon and then going back in to explore further.
Awesome.
When does level 6 come up for a fighter?
I don't know, but I will tell you after I stop this recording.